What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Leon the King TV. What up, Nation? Whether you're on IG, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, we on it today. I'm gonna jump right into it. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Whatever you do, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the latest content and videos. I got the microphone, got the headphones, got the computer, the camera, getting out, putting out the content fresh for you guys. New content, but we're gonna talk about it today. But welcome back to Leon the King TV. And there was a lot of news that came out last year when Mercedes Monet had announced that she had been divorced from a former professional wrestler and attire designer for WWE, Sarah Tan. Um, wow, that's like so. But yes, welcome back. Anyway, but Sarah Tan Mercedes Renee had filed for divorce back in July of 2024 last year, past this past summer, and the divorce was finalized on August 2024. And Mercedes Varnado, Mercedes Monet, or whatever, Slash Banks, whatever you want to call her, she's had a history of not so many good relationships, right? But she signed with AEW last year, and I must say, when she came to AEW and she won three, four, all these championships, and she won all these titles, it felt like they just handed it over to her. We all know Tony Khan is a poor booker. He's bad at booking. He doesn't have creative vision, and we all know he's a sloppy booker. But at the excuse me, but at the end of the day, we also know that Mercedes Varnado is very stuck up. We know she's very stuck up. We know she's immature. We know she's full of herself. We know she has a prima donna personality, right? And the reality is, this is because basically Mercedes Varnado to me should be canceled. AEW is over pushing Mercedes Monet and it does not work for their promotion. I'll say it again. AEW is over pushing Mercedes Monet and it does not work for their promotion. She did good in New Japan Pro. I'm not gonna lie. When she was in New Japan Pro Wrestling, she killed it in New Japan. She made another name for herself than when she was in WWE. But in New Japan, she really made herself on top of that list and she made herself great. When she left WWE, it spoke a lot of volumes to me back in 2022. I know this is old news, but even in 2025, this is today's topic. It's still like the hottest topic in pro wrestling, in my opinion. But she walked to her and Naomi, Trinity Fatu. They walked out of WWE when they were the current women's tag team championships. They placed the tag team belts on the desk and they walked out of the promotion. They left the company. But the reality is with that situation, we don't know what the plan was, right? Correct. We don't know if this was to push them. We don't know if the plan of them losing and being booked to lose the tag titles, we don't know if it was to push them further. How do we as fans, as watchers of that product, how do we know what the plan was? How did she know what the plan was? What if back in May of 2022, when they walked out of the promotion, when they were booked in the 6-pack challenge match, how did we know that When they lose, her and Naomi respectively lost the titles, how did we know this was not going to push them further? What if the next week on Raw they came out, they attacked the entire women's division, they attacked they beat up, they beat the brakes off the main commentators, they grab the microphones, they get in the ring, and they cut an amazing promo, and they say, "Hey, look, bitches, we're here. We are here for gold. We are here for tag team titles. We are here to dominate, and we are here to be the most important thing in the WWE." If they cut that promo, like, "Hey, look, bitches, we're here to beat up everybody's ass. We're here to make championships. We're here to make money. We're here to make friends. We're here to dominate. We're here to be champions, make money, make winners, get paychecks, and dominate." You could have turned them heel, and they could have been a heel female tag team. But how did we know what the plan was? Before we could even do something with them creatively and push them further, they walked. They walked out. When you are in the WWE, or I mean, not just WWE, but when you're in the wrestling industry and you wrestle for any promotion, whether it be WWE, whether it be AEW, whether it be TNA, whether it be New Japan, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, wherever, doggone Lucha AAA, Lucha Libre, whatever you call it, any promotion you wrestle for, how do we know what the plan was? When you wrestle for a promotion, you sign the contract. When they sign those contracts, it even says and is stated in the contract, they have no control over gimmicks and creative direction. They have no creative control. It says that in the contract. You have no creative control over your gimmick, and you have no creative control over your matches, and you have no creative control over your storylines. When you go into the world of pro wrestling, you should know what you're getting yourself into. And if you are booked to lose a match, you still go out and you do the job. You still go out and you put on the best damn match you've ever had in your life. You go out, Sasha and Naomi, even they were when Mercedes and Trinity were booked to lose, they still could have went out and put on a 5-star match. They could have still given us a banger. They could have still put on a 5-star match. How do we know what the plan was? Everybody knows what they are getting themselves into when they sign to any promotion, even in the WWE and even in the indies. You know what you're getting yourself into when you sign to a promotion. Pro wrestling is different from real life. I could be, and I don't wrestle. I mean, like I said, shit, I don't wrestle. But I could be the best damn wrestler if you put me in the ring. But if I know I'm the best, and if I'm bragful and I'm arrogant, because Mercedes Monet, she is very arrogant and she's very bragful and she brags a lot. But if I know I'm the best, what's the hard part about doing the job? What's the hard part about doing the job? If you know you're the best, why was it so hard to lay down for the 3 count? Or to tap out if you were put in a submission? What was so hard to lay down and get the 3 count? My point exactly. If you're the best, then you shouldn't have a problem putting other talent over. Anyone who walks away from pro wrestling, not all the time, because I disagree with that statement, but sometimes they're crybabies. They cried. They pouted. It's not fair. I'm not getting my way. They took their ball and they went home. They cried about it. They went home. They put those tag titles on the desk. There was nothing wrong with putting any of those other women in the women's division over in that match. Putting the women's tag titles on somebody else would have been perfectly okay because that's how wrestling works. There's nothing wrong with laying down for the 3 count. Sorry, guys, I'm back. Sorry for that little admission, little break. Had some McDonald's, but I'm back, and I'm gonna tell some truth. But yeah, that's what's going on. If you sign the contract, you do the job. Period. Period. Pooh. Period. Point blank. You sign the contract, you do the job. Sasha Banks. The excuses don't matter. There are no excuses in that situation. She signed a contract. The reason why she left WWE is not because she was treated wrong or booked wrong. It is because Monet Mercedes Varnado has a ego. She got a big ego. Yeah, Mercedes Varnado has a big ego. And the reality is, for example, how many years was Roman Reigns booked wrong? How many years was Roman wrong booked wrong? 6 or 7 years until he came back during the pandemic era in 2020. So they got it wrong with him. Excuse me. They got it wrong with him. But they got it right when they started the Bloodline story back in the Bloodline saga back in 2020. So they got it right. He was booked wrong forever, but he didn't get up and walk out and leave because he was mad and frustrated with creative. It was because he knew if I'm better and I'm good, I'll get my moment. But until then, let me, if I'm good and I know I'm the best, or I'm the GOAT, as they say, then if he's the GOAT, there's no problem with him laying down for the 3 count and doing the job and losing the title. So Mercedes Monet, this is a message as well. You did not leave because of WWE. She didn't leave and release from her contract because she was booked wrong or treated wrong. It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with her being a black woman. It had nothing to do with her being a woman. It had nothing to do with, her ethnicity, anything. It was because she has an ego. Monet walked out because she had an ego and still does in AEW. We all saw the video of her a couple years ago at Comic Con going off on the fan for asking a question. That's a perfect sign that she has an ego. And all of these situations, and when you tally up and sum it all up, this could be maybe a reason in her private, real life that her marriage didn't work out with Sarah Stan. This could be a very good reason for that. We don't know the exact truth. It could be a possibility. It could very well be a possibility. As we know, Elimination Chamber is coming up. And I'm so excited for Elimination Chamber. This is going to be probably one of my favorite PLEs of the year. But I want to see one second, guys. But yeah, Elimination Chamber's coming up soon. I think we got a lot of great matches coming up. Of course, the men's Elimination Chamber match. So far on that card for that match, um, here's who we got competing in the Elimination Chamber. You got Damian Priest, you got Logan Paul, you got Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, and no other than CM Punk. So will this be a good match? I think it will. I'm definitely gonna be watching this Saturday, March 1st. I'm excited. I want to see what happens. I want to see the booking decision. I want to see who goes on and wins. I kind of am a big Damian Priest fan, so I wouldn't be surprised if Damian goes on. You know, he won the World Heavyweight Championship at last year's WrestleMania when he cashed in on Drew McIntyre after the Drew McIntyre Seth Rollins world title match at WrestleMania last year. But I wouldn't be surprised, like you said, if Damian, but I don't think they're going that route with Damian winning. There's a huge possibility that Drew McIntyre could win, which I could see happening. I could definitely see that happening. But there's also a huge potential. There's that huge potential that John Cena could win because they're hyping up and they're booking Cena as the guy to go on in main event WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title. The problem with if you do Cena versus Cody, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes to me is going to feel like Cena versus Cody is going to feel very last minute. To me, it's going to feel like a very last minute match because basically you're putting these people, we haven't seen Cody and Cena cut a promo yet like that, in a while. So I don't know if, even since Cody's been back, a couple of years ago, I haven't seen Cena and Cody have a close connection or relationship on screen like that. So if we see Cena versus Cody, and that's the main event of night two, because night two is kind of like the biggest match of the whole weekend versus night one. And Cody versus Cena is a good match. It's the baby face from the past versus this era's current top baby face. So you're putting two baby faces against each other is what you're doing if that's the route you go and that's the match you book. But I don't feel my interest is to see Cody versus Cena. And that's why this year's Road to WrestleMania season feels a little bit weird because what are we doing? Like what the fuck are we doing? Are we booking Cena versus Cody? Are we doing Drew versus Cody? Drew versus Cody was a money match to me, but the money match was CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. When CM Punk and Cody Rhodes cut that promo on Raw a couple weeks ago, it really felt interesting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know now what they're doing. I'm not feeling what they're doing. But I am excited to watch that Elimination Chamber match this Saturday, March 1st. On Peacock. I am going to be watching the Elimination Chamber. And I want to see what they're going to do. I want to see if it's going to be good. I just want to see if it's going to be good. But like you said, my prediction is we're either getting Cena versus Drew, or somebody else. But I just don't know. I really think Punk is the winner. I think Punk is the winner, and they set up CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. It makes sense. Punk was very cryptic when he cut that promo on Raw a month ago. You know what I'm saying? So it makes a lot of sense that Punk wins this match. I'm just being honest. I'm going with CM Punk. Yeah, I'm going with Punk. That's the excitement of wrestling. Not knowing wrestling is supposed to be non-predictable. It's supposed to be not predictable. You should know and you're not supposed to expect what's going to happen. You just be surprised with what happens. And, hopefully that's my take on wrestling. But, watch the Elimination Chamber, have fun, enjoy it. I'm going to be watching it for sure. I think, this weekend, I think it's going to be pretty good. But like I said, I'm going Punk all the way. Rhea Ripley goes off on fans. Supposedly, fans have been sending fan mail and delivered packages to the home and residence of Demi Bennett, aka Rhea Ripley. Why are we sending packages and fan mail to the home, the precious beloved home of Rhea Ripley? What sense does that make? I think, and I've heard a lot of stories about fans don't know how to interact with wrestlers in public outside of wrestling events. When you're at the airport, that might not be the time for an autograph. Unfortunately, that might not be the time for a selfie or taking a photo or taking a pic with that person. That might be the time for autographs. That might not be the time for taking pictures with your favorite wrestlers. They are humans like we are humans. They go to the airport. They buy a ticket. They get on the plane. They got luggages with them. Their mind is busy. They're trying to get to their gate. Airports are. I've been to airports. They're very busy places. So you have to figure out and focus. When you're in the airport, you have to pay attention and have a lot of focus on how to get to your gate, so you can board your flight on time. Because and get what you got to be, because those planes are on certain schedules, right? When they go out to a restaurant, when you go out to eat, and you got noodles in your mouth, and a fan walks up, say, "Hey, Rhea, I want to take a photo," that might not be the best time. Why? Because they're humans like we are humans. They like privacy. They want to eat and enjoy their meal with their friends, guests, whoever guests they're with, their loved ones, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, family members, relatives, friends, whoever. That might not be the time, though, for a picture. That might not be the time for a autograph. That might not be the time for a selfie. There are reasons why. That's a bad timing. There's a time and a place for everything, and that is a bad time. Fans, IWC, wrestling fans in general, we got to learn there is a time and a place for everything. When they go to the movies like us, they buy a ticket like us. They get their popcorn, their food, their drinks like us. They go in the theater, they sit back, they kick their feet back in their nice, comfortable chairs, those recliner chairs. They watch a movie. They don't want to be bothered. When they're in the store and they're shopping, maybe it'd be an okay time. But then they probably don't want to do it even when they're in the mall or at a mall or a store shopping. They don't want to be bothered. When they're buying clothes and outfits and different merchandise and items, they don't want to be bothered at that time. Stop approaching them at the airport for a selfie, for an autograph, for a picture. Stop. Pro wrestlers don't want to be bothered at this point with y'all. They don't fuck with y'all like that. Stop being on that goofy ass weird shit. They don't want. They don't like it. Y'all are goofy, bro. These wrestling fans be goofy, bro. They be goofy, bro. They don't want that. They don't want that type of energy. They are fans trying. They are people like us, human beings, to be treated fair like human beings, and they want to be able to enjoy life and go out in public peacefully. We get it. You watch them on Raw, you watch them on SmackDown, on NXT, on AEW, TNA, New Japan, whatever. You watch them on TV, but they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered, and that's the reason. We got to learn that these people do not always want to be bothered with you. I'm just speaking facts. So if you're sending mail, fan mail, to Rhea Ripley's house, which I want to know how you got the address, but if you're sending fan mail, please stop. It's not cool. It's not a good look. She doesn't want to be bothered. You know, she got the husband, Buddy Matthews, with her, who I believe is not on AEW contract anymore, if I'm correct. But yeah, um, you know, her and Buddy Matthews lives there, and they don't want to be bothered. You got to learn it. Shout out to Rhea Ripley, current women's world champion. My God, these people. But yeah, that's what's going on in the world of wrestling. Elimination Chamber is this Saturday. We got Damian Priest, Logan Paul, CM Punk, John Cena, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. This is going to be a great match. This is going to be a great match. Um, I'm definitely going to be watching the Chamber. I might, for the first time, well, second time, because I think I did one a couple years ago or a year or so. But we might be doing a watch along this Saturday for Elimination Chamber, March 1st. March 1st, this Saturday on Leon the King TV. I am announcing that I will be doing a Elimination Chamber watch along. For the first time ever, I'm doing a watch along in this channel for a PLE, a pay per view or whatever. But yeah, we're going to go live for the PLE. We're going to watch Elimination Chamber, and it's going to be tight. Come in, chill, have fun. You know, type comments in the chat, and we're going to have a good time. But Elimination Chamber is this Saturday. And I believe, and we are going to be watching Elimination Chamber March 1st this Saturday on Leon the King TV. And we're going to have a discussion afterwards talking about the results and doing a quick recap. I'll do a quick recap of Elimination Chamber. I'm going to post a video up that Saturday night, and we're going to be doing a recap for Elimination Chamber. But yeah, Elimination Chamber is this weekend, and we're going to be watching it. So it's going to be fun. WWE 2K25 is coming out next month soon. So pretty excited for that. So yeah, man, just a positive year and a lot of things going on in the world of wrestling. Got some AEW news that we have to cover next live stream. Malachi Black being released from his AEW contract. Him and Rusev, aka I forgot his name, but Rusev is on his way. Muro or Rusev, whatever you want to call him. He's on his way back to WWE, possibly rumored. So if Malachi Black and Rusev are signing contracts for WWE, that is perfect. They're going back to the E, signing them contracts, and they getting back in that ring over there in that promotion. So I'm excited. Malachi Black can join Judgment Day. Malachi Black can join Wyatt Six, or he can just do his own thing and have his own rumored faction, supposedly. So either way they go, they got a W under their belt. If Malachi Black comes back, they got a W. So that's what's going on. You know, Mercedes Monet AEW Grand Slam was a couple weeks ago. She had the big match over there. You know, I want to get into the Jade Cargill storyline. The who done it to who attacked Jade Cargill. I want to see how this is building up to WrestleMania during the WrestleMania season. And she's been off TV, but I want to see what she comes back, what they're going to do with her. So it's a lot of wrestling news. There's some TNA news. This past week, we saw the debut a week ago of Ricky Starks on NXT. We also saw Moose debut in TNA as well. The TNA champion Moose confronting NXT North American champion Oba Femi. Oba Femi and Moose cut a promo on NXT this past week. That was awesome. So I'm definitely excited to see what the WWE TNA partnership and how TNA is being TNA stars are making a lot of appearances on NXT, which I never thought we'd see that happen. But man, what if we got Moose versus Oba Femi? That's a match. Yeah, Oba Femi versus Moose is a money match. So we'll see what happens. But on TNA, I think Oba Femi or some of those guys making appearances in the 6-man tag against the Hardys on TNA. So I want to see what happens on Impact this week. But yeah, TNA news is coming out. NXT news is coming out. WWE got multiple news coming out. So we're going to keep you guys updated on what's going on in the world of pro wrestling. Ricky Starks signed that NXT contract last week, and he is now officially on the NXT roster. I see a lot of Dwayne Johnson and Ricky Starks. I think Ricky Starks is a young Rock. I'm be honest. But like I said, it's a lot of things going on in the world of pro wrestling. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell and stay up to all the latest content coming out and putting up some videos. A lot of content's finna come out on the channel, guys. A lot of content's finna come on the channel, but make sure you hit the subscribe button. Leon the King TV. your content creator, your favorite content creator in the IWC. Signing out. Peace.